from Milk and Honey here in Austin, Texas. This is my son, Luca.
Hello.
Hello, everybody. I'm going to be showing you how to do essentially a kid's haircut, a men's haircut on him. Really, really basic. Just to kind of give you some, it's a guide through all of this. Everybody is just like, doesn't know what to do, and it's crazy. And so we're going to cut hair. So you will need a cape or a towel, sectioning clips, a comb, clippers, and some scissors. To drape him. Can you sit here? Maybe. Thank you. Okay, so the first step is going to be, I'm going to try and section him out here a little bit. All of my clips are kind of mismatched because everything that I have that's normal to me is all at the salon, and I can't access the salon right now. So my clips are all different colors, but you can buy those on Amazon if you need to. So I'm just gonna clip his hair away.
Hey, what's that? I'm not a girl. I'm a boy.
You are. You're my big boy. Kind of like from the occipital bone is back here, but that's kind of where I'm going to be doing my clipper cutting. I just want to kind of give myself a guide here. What's next? Okay, so I have, these are just clippers. They're Oster clippers. You can also buy these on Amazon. They come with guards up to, I think. And I'm starting with a 4. It's always better to start longer than shorter because you can always go shorter afterwards. You can't add the hair back if it's too short. So what I'm going to do is, actually, I'm going to start on the side. It's better to start on the side. So I'm just going to turn my clippers on here.
I want to do one on this side and this side.
Okay, sweetheart. Sounds good. All right, we're just going to just slowly kind of going up with the curvature of his head. And as you're coming up, I want you to kind of flick your wrist out. That's going to give you kind of that blend for when we blend the top to the sides. You're doing great, bud. Yeah. Can you put your head kind of to the side there? As I said, as you come up, just kind of flicking your wrist out. Put your head down, honey. So this is his occipital bone right here. That's also my guide. You'll be able to just kind of feel that. Everybody has it just in the back of their head right there. So up, hey mom, and out, yes, sweetheart.
I'm going to need something.
Can't wait. What is it?
Something bad.
Something bad. Don't tell me about it now. Just kind of going around his head. Flick my wrist out. All the way, look, all the way to your chest. Thank you. You are a good client, Luca. Occipital bone. Spin around. The other side.
I don't like these things on.
Learning to take them off. Inside. This is flicking it out as I go up. Goes in all different directions. So just kind of whatever the direction the hair grows in, kind of go against the grain. That's going to give you like more of an even haircut.
I like this haircut.
I love this haircut too. This haircut rocks. Your hair rocks.
I want lines on both sides.
You can do lines. He wants lines on the sides, like a soccer player haircut.
Because I am a soccer player.
You are a soccer player. You're a superstar.
I'm on Barcelona.
You're on Barcelona?
Yeah.
Oh. Leo Messi?
What's Leo Messi?
He's like the best player in the world. Put your head down. Just kind of going back over my work, just like making sure that it's all even.
I think I just saw my hair grow.
You saw it grow? Okay, so that's my foreguard. I actually don't think I'm gonna go any shorter than that. I like the way that looks. And so what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna do like a little fade. I'm gonna take these off.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Ow.
Sorry.
Ow.
And now I'm gonna go to just a 3-guard. Sufficient for the boy's haircut. Okay, so I'll take my 3-guard. I'm gonna start on the sides. Okay, can you keep your head up for me? Thank you. And what I'm gonna do is, again, I'm gonna start on the side here and I'm just gonna flick it out, flick my wrist out.
Yeah, that's fun.
That fun? You're doing so great.
Thanks.
You're so awesome.
You're making me move.
Sorry. It's a little buzzy, huh? Just kind of flicking your wrist out as you go. Kind of gives it a little bit more personality.
I look good.
It also, I find with men, they notice hair around their ears more than anything when it's haircut. So taking it a little bit shorter around the ear area is not necessarily a bad thing. It gives a little bit more longevity.
When are we going to do the line?
We're not ready for the lines yet, bud.
I know, bug.
Same thing on the other side. Can you keep that straight, Mel?
Same thing on the other side. What's next?
Just flicking your wrist out as we go. You can't do that like soft fade, none of that like hard edge.
Hey, what's the mouse on me?
Mm-hmm.
What's that mouse on me?
Getting behind the ear a little bit. Here's where his hair kind of grows in a funny direction.
That's flicking your wrist out?
I'm flicking it out. Gotta get my hand flicking game on point.
Tell them my cousin.
You wanna tell them you're 5
I'm 5.5.
and a half? You sure are. I'm gonna turn you around, Luca, okay? Can you look at your toes, please? Chest. Okay, it's the same in the back. Not too much, just kind of flicking it out, just to kind of give it a little bit more longevity.
Okay.
Is that a funny word? Using the occipital bone again as my guide, not going and like too far up, not going at all above that, but like till about right here, just kind of flicking it out.
Oh. Oh. Oh.
Kind of going around. You're doing such a good job. it's funny. I feel like it's mainly my male clients that are kind of struggling through this process. They're like, I need a haircut so bad. And I'm like, your wife tune in and watch this video. I can't help you. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my clipper and I'm just gonna kind of go like around his ear a little bit.
What is a clipper?
These are clippers. Huh? Okay. So I think that that's pretty sufficient for a 5.5-year-old's haircut. And so what I'm gonna do is, and you can use regular clippers for this, you don't actually need edgers. These are edgers, it's called a bullet or a peanut. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to kind of line him up. All right, head straight, honey. Thank you for being such a good listener. Head up. And what I'm gonna do, and you can, these don't hurt at all. I'm just going to edge him out. I actually like to go all the way around my men's haircuts. I think it just looks really nice and really clean.
Yeah.
And going around the ear. That's totally fine. Makes it look a little neater. I'm gonna take that little edge off right there.
What's it?
What, honey?
What's it?
Head down. Thank you.
How many people in there?
It's probably your hair.
Yeah.
You pretty chick.
I'm alright.
You're good? Okay, awesome. Switching to the other side. Same exact thing on the other side.
I'm gonna do one now.
I'm lining him up. Around the ear, just bending it forward and just gently kind of taking your clipper and just going around. He's asked for lines in the side, so I'm going to do that very quickly. This isn't required. Just taking my clipper and just.
I didn't realize that.
There you go, buddy.
It's so sticky on
Now you look like a real soccer player.
it. And I want lines on it.
On the other side too?
Yeah.
Okay. And on the other side. Let's just do one line on this side. I think that would look really cool. What do you think?
No, I want to do
Okay.
this one and this one.
Okay. There we go. Lines. So there we go. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I am going to just take my water bottle here and kind of water going here. Okay, towel.
I eat
Work through it, buddy.
everything's
I
gone.
know. Can you look at the camera, please? Can you look at the camera? Okay, so the head is like a half moon shape, okay? And that's exactly how I'm going to be cutting it. This is the most basic way to cut it to understand. So what I'm gonna do is to black t-shirt with this black hair. I'm going to take the sides here and just connect them. From the clipper cut I did when I flicked my wrist, I'm just going to connect it. Let me move the camera forward a little bit. Look at that handsome dude.
Thanks.
All right. You are so cute. Taking it and just connecting it all. Same on the other side. Connecting it all together. Sorry, sweetheart.
Really hurt it.
I'm sorry, didn't mean to do that.
That doesn't hurt.
Kind of feels nice to get your hair cut, right? Just going around the back. He really needed a haircut, so this is great. Okay, again, following that half moon shape, we'll start in the back. And I'm just cutting whatever I feel like off. It doesn't have to be specific.
I like my haircut.
I love your haircut, honey. It's awesome. You have great black. Just going with the shape of his head, that half moon shape. Come on. I'm gonna leave the front for last.
Yay. That one really hurts. Does it? Oh. I want to do the front first.
We'll do the front first.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it last. And there's a reason for that.
Why?
So this is a really super cool 5.5-year-old's haircut, and I'll show you why. And then I'm just gonna connect, keeping it my half moon shape. Just go through the middle. Everything together. And then what I'm gonna do the front for last, because I want the front to be a little bit longer than the rest of the hair on top. I think that kind of gives him that cool dude edge.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to pull all of this hair back about 1.5 inches. Trim. Let's pull it back. I can show you on the side what I mean. Can you look straight, honey?
Mm-hmm.
Just taking this hair in the front, and I'm just gonna pull it back or so slightly, that much.
I don't like this hair on me.
I know.
I don't look very handsome.
You do look handsome.
I have the hair on my face.
But after it's off, are you gonna look handsome? You're
Yeah.
gonna look super dapper. Okay, now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna quickly blow dry our hair.
Okay. Blah, blah, blah. You're being a good boy.
Such a good listener. Thank you so much.
I wasn't doing anything.
No, you're great, honey. You're so good. So awesome.
This is wet hair.
You're just such a good example.
Blow drying very quickly. Thank you, Mom.
You're welcome. I'm doing blowout. That could be a whole nother class. Blowout.
No, it hurts my head.
What?
Burning.
Oh, I'm sorry. Huh?
Iron hot water.
Hotter than lava? So this is absolutely not necessary for everybody, but they are really tempting for people, the texturizing shear. So many people come to me that have burned by the texturizing shear, but I'm going to show you how to use them correctly. So I'm just going to kind of use them just to blend the sides a little bit. Just holding them like this. I'm going to take my palm, just kind of coming up. Just going to.
Feels good.
Feels cool?
Actually. What did you do that for?
I'm just blending it, bud.
Oh, you're blending it? What does blending mean?
It means just making it look seamless.
What does seamless mean?
This is a 5-year-old question. The question with another question. Right here. So many like kits come with texturizing shears, so I might as well show you how to use them. But it's kind of like anywhere that's like a little bit bulky, it just kind of softens it. But you could definitely over texturize. I definitely wouldn't use texturizing shears on like coarser hair textures or curly hair. It's just gonna make it look like you need another haircut, or it's just gonna make it frizz. So yeah, people with finer textures of hair, straight hair, fine. I like using them in my men's haircut. In the front here, I'm gonna use them.
Not my haircuts?
Yes, your haircut. Close your eyes.
Not men.
And I'm just gonna soften the front here. Just taking my comb here and just kind of grab the hair.
That was good.
All right. You were just such a good listener.
Mm-hmm.
You're so awesome.
Wait, I look good.
Yeah, you look great.
I think this is great.
I think it's awesome. Okay, and then just because his hair kind of comes to a point in the front, I'm just gonna kind of soften that point a little bit.
I didn't even close my eyes.
And I think you look great, Luca. I'm going to put a product in it. I'm going to use Night Rider. Actually, my two favorite men's hair products right here. I love both of these, Night Rider and Rough Rider. This one's a little bit firmer of a texture, but I'm going to use this one. It's a little bit more pliable, it has a little bit more movement. So just take like a pea size amount. And in order to really make it work correctly, you really have to heat it up in your hand. Really get like a good, well, it's because it's so tacky, you know, it kind of has a little bit of grit. Okay, so I'm just gonna really heat it up so I'm able to move it through his hair without hurting him.
I thought we were out.
Okay, and I'm just, can you keep your head still? I know. I'm just gonna kind of work it through.
Oh, I need that. Where?
Cause I'm making you look super cool. You look like Ryder off of Paw Patrol. Is that his name?
Oh, I don't want to look like him.
You look like a Power Ranger then. And how about that?
Yeah.
Okay, Power Ranger. Which color?
Rainbow. Rainbow's the most powerful in the world.
Because they have all of the powers?
Yeah.
That was creative. Because
Yeah.
I don't actually think there is a Rainbow Power Ranger, is there?
There is.
Oh! So that is cut. You look so good. I'm gonna turn it around to the side here so they can see the side. Straight. You look straight ahead, honey. Straight ahead. Look outside. So he wanted the lines. That is not a requirement, like I said. But and then there's the back.
Okay.
It looks so good, Luca. Everybody loves it. You're done. You did great. Can you say bye?
Goodbye.
Can you say thank you for watching?
Thank you, everybody.
Wave.
Yeah. Something's on my back.
It's hair, honey. Go to Mimi and she'll get it off. Can you wave goodbye?
Goodbye.
All right. Dree.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. So we have a few questions, but I'm going to save those for the end just to do it all at once. So thank you to everyone who sent those questions. Stay tuned until the end. And then Jaimie, I don't know which tutorial you wanted to do next.
Yeah, I'm gonna do another men's haircut on a friend of mine. This is gonna be kind of a shape up more than anything. He had a haircut almost like 3 weeks ago, so he's not in dire need, but I think it's just
Totally.
yeah.
I feel like a lot of us are in that position where we're just like, we need a little shape up. We don't want to come out of quarantine with just like locks everywhere. So yeah, I think that's great. Okay, cool. So is he ready for?
He's ready for action.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get going. And if anyone has any questions, again, I know some people kind of joined during the first tutorial. I'm Dree, I'm on the marketing team at Milk and Honey, and you can just send your questions privately over to me. I'm keeping track of them in a sheet so that I can ask them all at the end. So stay tuned for that Q&A if you've asked any questions. And with that, I'm gonna turn off my camera again and get out of here.
All right, this is Dave, everybody. Can you wave, Dave?
How you doing?
All right. Okay, so I'm Dave. Like I said, he had a haircut like 3 weeks ago, so I'm really just going to give him a shape up, if you will. So a lot of my men come in for shape ups just to clean up around the ear. It just kind of gets them through until their next haircut. They really like that. We offer those complimentary at Milk and Honey. All right. I'm gonna put it a little tighter on him than I did on Luca. He can feel it. You okay? Is that too
I
tight?
am. It's perfect.
Doesn't matter if it's too tight.
Yeah.
All right. Get our fancy schmancy Milk and Honey cape on. All right. So. Using a 1 guard on Dave. That's pretty much that is the shortest guard that you have, other than not using a guard, which I'm also going to show you how to use. All right, so starting on the sides here. Always start on the sides. It just gives you kind of a good guide, a good point of reference. Down a little bit. On my level.
Yeah, now.
All right, are you comfortable?
I am.
Great. Okay. Flicking the wrist out as you go, that's like key, because that's going to give you that soft. can't turn it.
Yeah, now I apologize.
Put your head down.
My corona weight.
Your corona weight. Your prohibition haircut. Your corona weight. It's like a real thing now. I've been snacking so much more than usual. Bad. I have to like stop myself. I'm like, oh, do I really need those hot Cheetos?
Yeah,
Probably not, you know? So on Dave, I actually am going to take it a little bit higher than the occipital bone because he likes a pretty high fade. Clicking up as I go. A baseball
Or
haircut?
this is just like
The standard?
yeah, just like the American, you know.
The American haircut?
Yeah, this is
We're gonna-
military.
We're going to call this the all-American haircut. The high and tight. But this is actually a really nice haircut because, again, when you take it so short, you're going to get so much more longevity if you can't get into the salon like right now. So. Do you love getting your haircut, Dave?
Yes, right.
So many of my male clients love getting their haircut. They think it's just like, it's super relaxing and feels really good. It's just like a head massage.
This is the closest I get to a spa.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
You should check out Milk and Honey. We're like the best spa in Bella.
I know. I live like right next to one.
You do, downtown.
I do.
Oh my gosh, I would be. I am there all the time.
Yeah, it's funny, like most men will never admit they like love getting like pedicures.
Oh,
It's like why yeah, like every time like a girlfriend be like, I'm getting a pedicure, I'll pay for you to go. Like, hey, I'll drop on them. There's like foot massage, you know, and that's.
oh, foot massage
But
is
no guy
everything.
wants to like be seen there, and you're not telling your friends.
That's so funny. Oh no, I love pedicure. And Milk and Honey have the best nail
Yeah,
therapists. They're incredible.
and one of the big things I started doing, like, I always pay to get my hair washed.
Oh.
It's like I don't go to a spa. I need to, you know. I don't go to a masseuse.
That's like included.
But like this is like it is.
Not in my house, but at Milk and Honey.
Yeah, no, I'm not. How do you know? I'll do. I have been to Milk and Honey for a pedicure. It was a work event. My boss. I worked with all women. It was probably the best team at CoreLogic I ever worked with.
CoreLogic, that's right,
Yes.
yeah. I bet that was super fun.
Yeah, I
bet you loved that.
Yeah.
We definitely need to go back to Milk and Honey because we are bar none the best.
You are the best. I was telling people in my co about this tonight, and you know, just mentioned Milk and Honey at the pool today, and I mean, it was, you know, everybody, you know.
You were the talk.
No, yeah, no, everybody. I wasn't. You know, the like Milk and Honey. Everybody knew.
Oh yeah.
You know,
for sure.
it's. There was no question of, you know, that's Trader Joe's or what, you know, what they do. So.
Oh yeah. Hey, you're at the seahorse.
I am.
Nice. Just going around his head, just kind of blending it, making sure you don't see anything. softening this line here. His hair kind of grows in like different directions. So you see, it wouldn't usually be this long, but you're so difficult, Dave. Let's go the other way. Spin it all the way around for me. Thank you. Got it. Thank you. Marine style haircut. All right. So then I'm just going to, just to kind of blend it out, I'm gonna put a 2 guard on just as we go up towards the top of his head. Flicking my wrist out as I go.
What does that do?
I'm just gonna blend it to the top. Just straight up. Other way, go all. Thank you. Gosh, you're great. You're so good at that. Okay. So I've known Dave for how many years? Long time.
Oh yeah.
And I've never cut his hair. So this is a first for us.
It's a privilege. I didn't think I was qualified.
You're great. I'm just blending everything up to the top. Okay. Then I'm going to completely get rid of my guard, and I'm just going to very gently just go around the back of his hairline. He doesn't like a hard edge, and so I'm just using it without a guard.
Feels almost as a start, you kind of push in below, then pull up before you get the hair.
Yeah. Yeah. I do my men's haircuts like a few different ways. Sometimes I feel like I do the shorter part first because it gives me like a point of reference, but then sometimes I'm like, nah, I don't feel like doing it that way. So there's no rules to cutting hair. It's kind of what you feel comfortable with, but yeah, just giving you some guidelines here. It's just practice, you know? So then on the sides, I'm gonna take my edger. I'm gonna edge you up a little bit. Like I said, on my men's haircuts, I like it to look really clean. So I kind of go around the hairline. Other way. Cool, that's good. Again. One ear a little bit. Okay, so then what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna close him down. Sorry, Dave.
Feels good.
Does it feel good? It's kind of fun here.
Yeah, no, it's 100 degrees. Came from the pool.
Right? You're lounging.
I know. Unemployed and just enjoying it.
Oh, man. Okay, again, what I did kind of with Luca, remembering that I'm going to do kind of a half moon shape. And I'm just going to connect the sides here to the top. Just going a little bit longer than with Luca because he's got a bigger head. Believe it or not.
God, I hope it's not true. Where you
What?
gain 20 pounds when you're on camera. I'm already filling up the camera.
Hilarious. Oh, this looks really good. All right. Yeah, I know, right? I was like looking at myself. Oh my, is that what I was?
Yeah, I thought Zoom had all those, like, it just made you look like, take 20 pounds off, click here. You look like you're Channing Tatum, click there. I don't think that's probably the upgrade.
You need to create that. Make that your new job. Just kind of going towards the center of his head, starting on the outside, working my way in. Remembering. Do you like it longer in the front?
I personally don't care.
Okay,
Normally, if anything, I like it shorter than I like it longer.
Okay,
I don't do the big like swoop thing.
Okay, so we will not do what I did on my last.
No, right, he looks a lot better than me. Saw him come out.
Doesn't he look fresh?
Yeah, he looks good. I don't.
I'm going to keep everything the same length on top. So where before I pulled this part back about 1.25 inches, I'm not going to do that same length. So I will not do that. Coming towards the front here. Just connecting everything to my guide. My guide is what I previously cut. Okay. So then just kind of bringing everything straight up and connecting the middle. So Dave also has pretty thick textured hair. So I'm going to use my texturizing shears or scissors on him also. Cool. wear any shoes. And haircuts can give the most killer, I believe this is a real thing, hair splinters. And they like get into your toes and your fingers. It hurts so much.
Oh, come on.
No, I'm not kidding.
No, you're full of things.
No, it's like
Yeah.
hair splinters. I'm probably gonna get a bunch of those. Ugh. Boy.
I had no idea.
I know, you do, right? Crazy stuff.
Yeah, no.
Where's Colin's walking?
You got the invite. I didn't get the invite.
You
Or
weren't invited.
maybe. I don't know. I'm
You're not invited. Okay, so I'm gonna take my texturizing shears again. And I'm just gonna kind of go through his and just remove some bulk. This is just gonna kind of give him a little bit more.
It's a compliment at my age.
Yeah, definitely, for sure. It's gonna make styling it easier. Sorry, I can't give you the shampoo.
Oh, no.
The shampoo and the hot tub.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, this is more than most people are getting right now.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah, it's super. Honestly, like hair is so. It's essential. Like what?
I think during
Hair
this
is emotional.
time, I think a lot of the different industries that, like, people like are like, oh man, it's like, when it comes to nails or stuff.
Oh my
and
God.
I mean, I got a haircut weeks ago, and I had 100 people in that first day. It was like, where'd you get it done?
Yeah,
Like, it was like,
definitely.
it's like,
It's yeah. You're like, I can't tell.
yeah, I do. I look a little. I look a little bad.
Okay, so I'm going to use my other Kevin Murphy styling product here on Dave. This is Rough Rider, and it's a super matte styling clay.
Where do you buy that at?
You can
Milk
buy
and
it at
Honey?
Milk and Honey.
Okay.
Spa.com.
And in the store?
Yeah, online and in store. And oh my gosh, I can't even. It definitely, like, this whole thing will definitely last
What's
you
it-
like a year.
What's it smell like?
It's amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Doesn't it smell good?
It's like just a hint of masculine.
Yeah, it's
Like,
I
just
think
like
it's
the
super,
word.
Yeah, it's super masculine.
It's not like
it smells good.
chimp,
It's like
or it's not sunscreeny.
no.
Most men's stuff gets a little, or just sometimes you get the ones that are like, tanning spray.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
Like, oh, it's like a banana.
Ugh. Coconut.
Yeah.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do again is I took a pea size amount and I'm just rubbing it in my hands, really getting it nice and warm. That way it's gonna go through his hair a little easier. How does it feel?
It feels amazing. It smells amazing.
Doesn't it smell so good?
Yeah.
It's so good. Really, Kevin Murphy products?
It's Kevin Murphy.
Yeah, oh, they smell so good.
Well, it's not overbearing.
No, it's not overbearing at all, but it's just the right amount. And I've noticed with like Kevin Murphy products is like the smell and like especially like the shampoos and stuff.
Yeah.
The smell stays in your hair. Oh, it's so nice.
You know what? Yeah, like, I'm not sure like who's listening, but like, if like a guy like once a guy gets a haircut for us for life.
Oh, I know. Totally.
You know, just like that,
Yeah,
or if it's
definitely.
a shampoo, or especially like nobody will admit it. No guy will admit it, but like just getting a phone number of like somebody that cuts hair,
Mhm.
and just call it. It's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
you know, like every guy wants to go to the same person.
Oh
you
yeah.
know,
No, men are very loyal
You
clients.
know, I'll be here next month.
Oh God. So this is Dave. This is his haircut. That's kind of like a, yeah, it's really good. It's
See
great.
some photos. You
Yeah,
post
send
on
me some
Instagram.
pics. All right, cool. Well, Dave's done.
Thank you.
You're so welcome. Very, very welcome.
Thank you. No, do I? What? I'll show you. Yeah.
Get out of here.
Take this one.
Okay. Hey, Dree.
Hi guys, that was great. So, okay, I know you said you also have a mannequin around too, and I was hoping maybe you could show kind of closer up to the camera just some like tips for basic trimming, and then we can hop into the Q&A.
Yeah, trimming of like long hair or?
Sure, yeah. I know you mentioned like what it might be like to trim your own hair and
Yeah.
like some things you can do to
Get a haircut.
sorry.
I want to get a haircut.
Can you wait?
I want to get a haircut.
Not today, honey.
Mom.
Not today, okay? Can we go find Mimi? I'll be right back. We're gonna go and find Mimi. Come on.
Okay, great. So everyone, if I have a few questions here for the Q&A. So if you do have any questions that you want Jaimie to answer here, we'll probably be wrapping up to start the Q&A in just a few minutes. But in the meantime, she's going to show some tips and tricks for if you are going to try to trim your own hair at home. So obviously she showed some tips to help trim other people's hair at home. But I think we also wanted to cover like maybe some tips to trim your own hair. So so then she'll just kind of talk through that a little bit, and then we'll hop right into the Q&A. I have a pretty good list of questions from you guys, so please stay tuned for that. And I am going to hop off again really quickly, and I think Jaimie's setting up the mannequin for that last portion.
That is correct. Okay, guys. So here's our lovely mannequin here. So yeah, super tempting to cut your own hair during this time. I think we all kind of want to change, and hair is something we feel like we can change, and so it's tempted to do so. That being said, I recommend not cutting your own hair, but if you're gonna do it, this is how I would suggest that you do. Just kind of brush. My ultimate favorite detangling brush that I lived without for so long. We sell these at Milk and Honey. It's the Olivia Garden eye detangle brush. And every client that I have recommended this to and that they have purchased are like, oh my gosh, this is the best brush ever. So it's curved to the shape of your head. So it just feels amazing going through your hair. It is just the best. They have 3 different kinds, fine, medium, and coarse. This one is the medium one, and I am just obsessed with it. Okay, so I'm just going through, and she's a little tangly. So I'm going to use some Oi all-in-one milk. This is just my favorite basic product. I kind of use it on everybody, but it's a really good cutting tool too. Does everything. Detangles, makes the hair shiny, conditions, smells amazing. Just like all of our products at Milk and Honey. Okay, just kind of coming through. And what I'm gonna do is, yep, I have our center part here.
Mommy.
And how I would recommend that you do this is just kind of roughly, or however evenly you can get it, going down the back, as if you were gonna do like pigtails, tail braids, kind of combing everything away from one another. Okay, and then what I'm gonna do, okay, is I'm gonna take a section from kind of like right under the ear to back here. Okay, I'm just gonna clip that up. Same on the other side. See your ear, right there. Okay. As neat as you can. Okay. So I'm gonna cut it as if, okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take one of my sections here, and I'm just going to bring everything forward to the front. Okay. You see? I'm just going to trim it. Bringing everything forward. Everything come forward. Again, using her as my guide. Making sure it's even, just bring it forward and make sure they're in length. Okay. Bring it forward again. Okay. Trimming. Next section. I'm gonna kind of go from her eyebrow, or my eyebrow, to the back here. Okay. Okay. So I'm gonna start with here. So kind of going from right behind the ear, because this is a bigger section. Now you're getting into the front part. And I'm just gonna kind of all forward. Okay. Okay, find my guide, find your guide. And then I'm gonna kind of cut like on a little dot. That way, when it all comes, it's not super round. It won't look like this. Because if you cut it just straight across, when it falls backwards, it's gonna look really round. And if that's something you want, that's absolutely fine. But for me, I'd rather it be more same length all the way around. Kind of cutting on like a little diagonal. And again, I just grab my back section here, bring it forward. Side, from the center, from the back here, so right by the eyebrow. And your sectioning doesn't need to be perfect, but try and get it pretty even. With longer hair, you can't notice as much if something isn't perfect. Taking from right behind the ear again. Okay. Bringing everything forward. Guide, need some more cutting spray. There it is. Lost my all-in-one milk. Bringing it forward. On a slight diagonal again. Here's my guide right there. Needs a deep conditioning treatment. Diagonal. Next section. I just kind of keep going. Depending on the density of the hair, it's going to kind of depend on the size of the section that you take. Oh, that smells so good. Here's my guide. kind of going over work and checking it. Take my last section on this side. Bring everything, what would be over her shoulders. Guide. All right. All forward. And that slight diagonal so she doesn't get too round. So that side's done. That looks so much better. Okay, the other side. Clip is broken. Bringing everything forward. Her invisible shoulders. Okay. My guide. Okay. Slight diagonal. Checking my work as I go. If I see anything that's uneven, just snipping it off. Everything forward. Oh, her hair feels so much better. Okay, I'm ready. Mannequin hair is always a little bit. Ugh. Okay. Forward again on my diagonal. There's my guide. So this is something anyone can do on themselves, as it's all literally just combing everything forward and cutting on a diagonal. I wouldn't even go into the realm of trying to cut layers. You really don't want to disturb anything that your stylist has done in your previous haircut. So just cutting it kind of, the perimeter of it is probably as much, if any, as I'd say try at home. Here's my guide on a diagonal. Because you definitely don't want to have to like go back into the salon in a corrective haircut. I don't know what's worse, corrective haircut or corrective color. Both are not fun. Just gonna pull everything forward. In the front. Just to even it out. See, just to check my work. And she's even. Yep, an even haircut. So that, Dree, is how I would say an at-home, one length haircut should be done. Everything gets combed and pulled forward and cut on a diagonal that way.
Okay. So then if I was doing it on myself and I'm like looking forward here, let me, okay. So if I'm doing it and I'm like looking in a mirror and I'm like, should I pull it forward and use the technique you were using?
Yes.
Okay.
Pull everything forward. Just try and do it in sections. That way you have more control with your guide. Just pull it all forward from the back here. All forward. Like this.
Got it.
And cut.
Yep.
Okay? Next section. Drop the next section down. Find your guide. Your guide is going to be just the most important thing, right? So section your hair. Pull everything forward.
Yep.
Cut.
Yep.
Okay?
Got it.
Next section, same thing. And then bring everything forward, like not everything. Bring like this like little half moon section right here forward and check your work.
Mm-hmm.
You know, check your haircut.
Cool. Okay. So I'm going to hop into the Q&A then. We got a good handful of questions. And if any other questions arise during this, just feel free to go ahead and like send those to me. I will still be, taking those as she's answering the questions. So if you do have any other questions, feel free to send those my way. So the first one, someone says, I am very close to emotionally cutting bangs. Please talk me off the ledge.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I think that just hold out. It'll be a harder fix if something goes wrong than it is just to wait. Yeah, bangs can be like or definitely an emotional thing. They're right in front of your face. You want to see something different. It's just now is also just not the right time in Texas. It's about to be May and we're going into like scorching heat. The last thing you want is like bangs that you hate glued to your face. It's just not. It is just, I just do not recommend it. So hold off as much as you can. I know it's hard, but just refrain, trust me.
I love it. That's good advice. I love wisdom, bang wisdom. Okay, so the next question is, hi, my boys have curly hair and I tried my best to cut it, but it was hard. And then they mentioned that they don't have clippers. Like what would you recommend? I mean, do you recommend them buying clippers? Is there a place that you would recommend them, like a specific brand that you would recommend them getting, like, and specifically for curly hair on their boys?
It depends on how long their hair is, but I would definitely say you can buy them on Amazon. Two really good brands are Oster or Wall. Those are two professional brands that you can get. I would say just, you can use clippers, but just not too short. I wouldn't do anything shorter than, say, like a 5 guard. Yeah, I wouldn't do anything shorter than a 5 guard. And maybe just getting like an edger and just edging them up too would make it look more neat and tidy until you can get into a salon. But definitely nothing shorter than a 5 guard. But yeah, that should definitely work. Oster or wall, and you can buy those on Amazon.
Cool. Okay. And then one person asked, and this was when you were cutting your son's hair, someone asked, how far out from the ear did she go with the 3? Was that sort of the width of the clipper, or how far out did you go with that?
With the 3, I started kind of like flicking it out like right here and right around the ear. I just literally just ran the clipper just right around here. Just like it was like a very subtle around his ear. It was more at like the base of his neck and right here, like in the front right here. But yeah, I just kind of, the only reason I do that is just, like I said, just to give it a little bit more longevity. But I just kind of went just like whoop, right around the ear, just like that. I didn't really go very far out. I would probably say like half an inch, maybe.
Got it.
Yeah.
Cool. And then someone said, can you explain the scissors and the clippers that you used? And I know you already mentioned clipper brands that you would recommend. So I guess just, are there any like scissor brands you recommend? And I know you talked about like using different types.
Gosh. So there's so many scissor brands out there.
I guess what would you recommend if someone was buying them now for doing a quarantine touch-up and they're not planning on cutting their hair in the future?
Right.
Yes,
Yeah, I wouldn't buy anything too expensive. I don't really feel like for at home, like that's something that you need to splurge on. Again, I just look on Amazon. I'm like a review reader. So I just to go ahead and just read some reviews. But like I said, it's not anything I think you need to invest in necessarily at this point in time. So just getting something like online will be fine. I mean, especially if it's just like a kid's cut or just a basic trim or whatever.
just like Amazon, good reviews, don't spend too much money.
I'm an Amazonian.
I mean, aren't we all right now?
Right? I love them.
Okay, so then one person asked, and this is the last question. They said, thank you so much, Jaimie. It looks great. Any trim advice for long and thick hair?
Long and thick hair, trim advice. I would say just using exactly what I just showed you, just small sectioning with thick hair so you don't lose your guide. Small sectioning, like inch sectioning. And then depending on what texture of hair you have, because yeah, like I said, that texturizing shears can be your friend or they could be your worst enemy. If you have like straighter fine hair or just you are on like the finer or medium haired side, maybe texturizing shears would be helpful to you. If you have thick, coarse, or curly hair, I would definitely say that is something to stay far, far away from. But yeah, I would definitely say that. And if your hair is coarse, I would say maybe after you've cut it to maybe run the flat iron through it and then do something what's called like point cutting. And that is to like cut into your hair, like the ends. You won't get frizzy this way, just kind of like cutting into it like that.
Got it.
That's going to kind of relieve some of the weight, the bulkiness from it. I feel like that'll be really helpful. But definitely, if you're coarse or curly or coarse and curly, no texturizing shears. They will not be your friend.
That's great. Okay, cool. Well, I think that's our last question. And I know we already mentioned Jaimie's affiliate link. If you want to shop through that, that supports her. We'll be doing a follow-up email after this that will include all of those links as well. If you have any questions, you can feel free to reach out to marketing@milkandhoney.com and we'll do our best to either ask Jaimie or get those answers to you. And there will be a recording of this that will be sent out with that email as well. So keep an eye out for that. And thank you so much, Jaimie. I know I'm over here taking notes, just like trying to convince my boyfriend to let me cut his hair. So,
Yeah, Girl, you're going to kill it. Do it.
I don't know. He already said no. So I think that we're just going to see how long the hair gets. But thank you so much. And everyone, just stay tuned. If you received the email invite for this, we'll be sending that out, the recording out. And if you found out about this on social media, we will also be posting the recording there because it will be on our YouTube. So thank you guys. And have
Thank you guys. Bye.
Bye.
See you.
Thank you.